what's up, Morning Manna? Thanks so much for joining us for day 4 of our series. We're walking through Psalm 77. But first, I want to share a little bit of a story with you. There's a somewhat famous allegorical Christian poem called Footprints. I've seen it so many times now that it's become a bit cliche. But the first time I read it, it was a lifeline to me. I was 12 years old and had been unjustly accused of cheating on a 6th grade project. I know, such a massive deal. Now, I was by no means a perfect kid, and I do mean by no means was I a perfect kid. But I was innocent on this count. I made my appeal, but I wasn't heard, and I was crushed. So I sought refuge in the only place of solitude available, the girls' restroom. Through my tears, I looked at the artwork on the wall, and I read this story. One night I dreamed I was walking along the beach with the Lord. Scenes from my life flashed across the sky. In each, I noticed footprints in the sand. Sometimes there were 2 sets of footprints. Other times there was only one. During the low periods of my life, I could see only one set of footprints. So I said, "You promised me, Lord, that you would walk with me always. Why, when I have needed you the most, have you not been there for me?" And the Lord replied, "The times when you've only seen one set of footprints, my child, is when I carried you. It's when I carried you." My heart longed to know that God was present with me in the midst of my crisis. And in that moment, because of those words, I felt it. Yesterday we read Psalm 77:13, where Asaph declared God's way holy. What was God's way? The final 2 verses of our psalm for the week, verses 19 and 20, will give us a picture of that. Verse 19 says, "Your way was through the sea, your path through the great waters." We read about this in Exodus. In the darkness of the night, the Hebrews were released from captivity, only then to be chased down by the Egyptians after Pharaoh changed his mind about releasing them. Can you imagine the desert lit only by the fire of God, an army behind you, and a sea ahead of you? How daunting must this escape, this path, have felt to those who were being delivered? God's way is holy. When his way seems unclear, his way is holy. When his way seems dangerous, his way is holy. His way is pure. The psalm ends here. Yet your footprints were unseen. You led your people like a flock by the hand of Moses and Aaron. As I've matured, I've realized that sometimes God carries us through difficult seasons, but sometimes he parts the sea when it seems impossible and there doesn't seem to be a clear way forward. He makes a path for us and then asks, will we follow him? Even when we can't see our way through to the other side. Will you follow him, even if the path is through the sea? Even if you don't yet see his footprints? Will you follow him to the other side? I'll see you tomorrow.